restaurant profitability issues a consultant can actually solve. A consultant can solve a lot of profitability issues. And so the way this question is directed is sort of, I don't know, passive aggressive, I think. A consultant can take a look at just about any aspect of your restaurant and, or at least I can, at a glance, tell you where you're losing money. And I'll give you an example. I'm sitting with a client and we're talking and we're looking at the back end of toast, and a table walks in, family of 3. And they go and they sit down, and about 2 to 3 minutes later, they're walking by again. They're getting ready to leave. They're leaving the restaurant. The owner's sitting down. The server doesn't know what the hell is going on. And I stand up and I say, hey, how's it going, guys? Where are you going? They said, oh, this is false advertising. He says you guys have a bar. It was lunch. It says you guys have a bar and you guys can't make a cocktail. I said, wait a second. I apologize. Let me help you out. What do you want to drink? She's like, I just wanted a Grey Goose martini. I mean, right then and there, I just want to take a pause for a second. Can you believe that? Can you believe that there were multiple employees in this establishment and no one had the common sense to look up a video on how to make a Grey Goose martini dirty? Like, I mean, come on. It's, even if you don't know how and you've never done it before, you could watch a 2-minute YouTube video on how to make a martini. So I stopped them. I didn't block the door, but metaphorically I did. And I said, look, I apologize. We're just opening. You know, we did a soft opening. Have a seat. I'll make you a martini. I promise you. So the table sat back down, and I jumped behind the bar, and I made the husband a cocktail, and I made the wife a cocktail, and the daughter a soda. And they left about an hour and a half later with a $130 bill, and they were very happy. Now that was, in my opinion, that was almost a guaranteed negative review on Google on a brand new business. That would have had, it would have taken longer to write the review than the people were in the establishment. Okay, so my point is, I was sitting in the restaurant for 1 hour, and within that hour, I saw $130 walking out the door, and I stopped it, you know? And this is just one thing. I mean, this happens all the time when I'm listening to employees answer the phone, and the staff is a little bit nervous because there's a lot of reservations, right? And I hear them on the phone, we can't take any more reservations. There's a saying, and we all know the saying, the customer is always right. That's not even true, okay? But what is true is that the wrong answer is no, okay? The wrong answer is we can't. So a customer says, can I have a reservation at 8:30? You don't say, no, I can't. You say, I can put you in for 8 o'clock. I can put you in for 9 o'clock. You know, you give them an option to work with. Oh, well, we're going to a recital, and the recital's at a certain time. Okay, do you want to come in before the recital? Okay, and if they're still like, yeah, I'll call you back, you know, just get them in. Just get them in the door, okay? If profitability is an issue and you're turning away reservations, what planet are you on? That's the equation. That's what I want to know the answer to. If your business is losing money and you're turning away reservations because you're scared of how busy it's going to be, what planet are you on? Now, I want to extend an olive branch because I know the stresses of owning a restaurant, okay? I know that. But this goes back to the fact of, why did you call a consultant in the first place? To help you iron these things out. And with these scenarios, each one of them has a solution. And we could go into all that. But to answer the question, restaurant profitability issues a consultant can actually solve, it's any of them. It's any of them. The consultant knows the answer. If the consultant knows what they're doing, the consultant knows the answer.